Thanks so much for joining us here on 90s Plus. I'm meteorologist Chris Bianchi with a detailed look at your Colorado weather forecast, which today looks pretty splendid. I'm going to be honest about it. I don't see any major issues aside from the fact that we are seeing some pretty blustery conditions in the foothills right now. Aside from that, those winds back off later this afternoon. Not looking at too much in the way of weather concerns today or tomorrow, though those temperatures do start to spike back up. Starting today, really. Yesterday we only topped out at 85 degrees. Today we'll be closer to about 90, and then as we get into your day tomorrow, we're going to be closer to the low 90s, but lots of sunshine out there. Absolutely perfect weather. I hear there's an important hockey game that's going on tonight in downtown Denver. If you're heading to that game, no weather issues, and if you're heading to some of those outdoor watch parties, it's going to be a little bit hot. I would bring the sunscreen. That's pretty much all you're going to need in terms of any sort of weather concerns for your day today. It is warm, and as I mentioned, breezy primarily in the foothills, but here in Denver, we'll notice those gusts. I've seen some gusts out of DIA up to about 30, 35 miles an hour, so probably in the noticeable territory of those winds today, but certainly on up into Boulder and Golden and the west side of the metro area. That's where we're seeing some of those stronger winds. And then we're going to kind of crank up the heat starting kind of in earnest tomorrow. Today we probably stay just south of 90 degrees in Denver and throughout most of eastern Colorado. Tomorrow we'll crank up those temperatures into the low to mid 90s. And then monsoonal storms potentially start to return for tomorrow, but probably more as we get into your Friday and the upcoming weekend. Right now, a whole lot of sunshine statewide. It is beautiful out there. A cloudless sky basically statewide. No weather concerns over the next little while. And for your day today, we are going to stay dry. No issues. And again, hard to find any clouds out there for your day today at all. Temperatures, beautiful. 75 degrees right now. Absolutely picture perfect. Even the mountains, if you're looking for slightly cooler temperatures, you got some 50s and some 60s depending on your elevation into the mountains. So very nice stuff for your day today. Kind of a typical feel for an early summer-like day, no doubt about that. Now, I've mentioned the winds have been at times a little bit noticeable into the foothills and the mountains. I know I've heard from a few folks on up into Boulder that it is blustery out there. You've had a gust of 26 miles an hour. I was looking at the NCAR station on the south side of Boulder, seen some gusts there close to about 50 miles an hour. So again, some parts of Boulder and some of the windier spots today, we will be getting those winds in the 40 to 50 mile an hour range. And with that in mind, we do not have a fire weather warning, but I would advise avoiding anything with a spark outdoors in the foothills and even here in the metro areas. We do have still some blustery conditions, and if we do start a fire, it does have the potential to spread fairly quickly. Now, gusts for your day today, again, foothills up to 50 miles an hour in a few spots. Most areas, though, closer to about 20 to 30 miles an hour in terms of those wind gusts for your day today. Those winds do back on off pretty quickly this afternoon and tonight, so any winds that we're dealing with shouldn't go beyond, say, mid to late afternoon, 4 or 5 o'clock. We'll notice those winds really start to tamp back down. So again, any winds that we've got don't last that much longer. So for your day today, it's for the most part just a beautiful day. Lots of sunshine, near 90 degrees, so maybe a bit toasty. And again, if you're heading out to some of those outdoor watch parties for the Avalanche and you're heading out there at 4 or 5 o'clock, it'll be on the hot side, but not oppressively hot. I would just, again, bring plenty of sunscreen and bring tons of water, and you should be a-okay. Otherwise, enjoy the game and go Avalanche, obviously, no doubt about that. Now, as we head for those forecast highs for today, mid to upper 80s for most of the metro area. A few spots could touch 90. Wouldn't be surprised if we get there at the airport, but most spots upper 80s should about do it for those highs, and foothills, depending on your elevation, 60s and 70s for the most part. But a little bit of a specific forecast if you're heading out for any of those watch parties, or you're heading to the game itself and you're just looking for the actual weather. Should be about 87 degrees at about 4 p.m. I know that's when the gates open for the big watch party just to the at the Aurora campus right near Ball Arena. So if you're heading there, gates open 4 o'clock, 87 degrees. It's a little bit on the hot side, but again, just bring lots of water. And I know there's a lot of food trucks and, yes, alcohol trucks. Might want to limit the alcohol.
Whoa. Bianchi, no limiting.
Our friend and Avalanche, he's our unofficial Avalanche insider, Steve Stager, who will be at Game 1 tonight, saying, don't worry about the alcohol, but do what you will.
Don't worry about it, in moderation.
worry about it in a moderate sense. But if you're going to be outside, I will say this: if you're going to be outside for 5 hours in mid to upper 80s, yeah, just keep in mind, just have some water with any beverages that you enjoy this afternoon and this evening. Puck drops at 6 o'clock tonight, 84 degrees, and tonight, 78 degrees. So for the third period, potentially overtime, as you step out of the stadium, it is going to be absolutely delightful out there with those temperatures in the upper 70s. It is always a bit of an oxymoron to me that we're talking about hockey being played with temperatures right around 90 degrees at puck drop, but whatever, that's another story for another day. Today, we could get up to 90 degrees. If we did get up to 90, it would be our 7th day at 90 or above so far this year. We've already hit 6 days. Probably don't get there today, but we will be adding some of those 90-plus days later on this week. Now, until 9 o'clock tonight, we do have a red flag warning for a good chunk of Park County. That would be, of course, South Park and kind of the southern edge there of the Mosquito Range, where we're going to be looking at some of those increased winds and fire weather concerns in that part of the state. I mentioned those winds, again, in some of the higher elevations, it will be a bit on the blustery side, so just something to keep in mind. As we head into your day tomorrow, those temperatures, low 90s for us. Isolated storm east of town. We probably stay dry here in Denver. And highs tomorrow, again, noticeably hotter. A few spots touch 100 on the eastern plains. Denver area, low to mid 90s seems about right for your day tomorrow. So this is a pretty good jump from today and certainly from yesterday. Again, we only got up to 85 yesterday. Today, 87, 88 is probably going to be our high. And then tomorrow, low 90s. So we start to crank up those temperatures once again. And we do see a few storms develop mainly east of Denver, eastern plains. So that would be probably kind of Deer Trail on east, where we're going to have the best chance at seeing a storm tomorrow afternoon. And any storms that we do see probably stay sub-severe. We're not looking at a big severe weather threat for your day tomorrow, though we'll have to keep an eye on that as we get into your Thursday proper. Isolated storms continue for your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Temperatures back near 100 degrees for your Friday. Oof, it is just cooking. Then we gradually drop on off as we head through the upcoming weekend and into the Juneteenth holiday on your Monday. Early next week, we're going to be talking about temperatures upper 80s and low 90s with isolated storms continuing. The monsoon is back, which means we'll be talking about isolated storms now for the next little while. I'll have another update coming up at 9 News at noon. Chief Meteorologist Kathy Sabin's in at 4 and 5, and Danielle Grant, Meteorologist Danielle Grant's in at 6, 9, and 10 on the 9 News family of networks. Go Avs, I got my jersey right over there. I'll be down there actually at 2 o'clock today on 9 News Plus, checking out some of the scenes, so be sure to kind of check that out coming up at 2 o'clock. In the meantime, stay safe, drink plenty of water this afternoon with whatever other beverages you enjoy, and go Avs, and thanks for joining us here on 9 News Plus.